Cain was the first man ever to strike down another. And when the Lord came to him and said, "What have you done?" Cain could not hide his crime, for the voice of his brother's blood cried out from the very ground.
Alright, how are you all doing? So we finally got the chance to watch some gameplay, multiplayer gameplay, specifically a mode called Gunfight, which is 2v2. It looks very interesting. I am intrigued. I will probably play it if it's in the beta, if we even have a beta. And if we don't have a beta, I will absolutely play it when the full game releases. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's all beautiful and everything is perfect and this was 100% what I was expecting. No. I'm sure you're going to hear enough about that from other YouTubers somewhere along the lines of, "Oh my god, guys, I'm so..." You know what I mean? But that's not me, alright? I'm going to keep it real with you guys. The thing is, I was mildly disappointed. The HUD and the menu itself looks like a free-to-play game, and I do not like that at all. If you remember back in MW2, that HUD and the menu, they were very simple, right? Very simplistic, but they were beautiful. They were well designed. They looked great. You know, the HUD was not crammed or anything like that. Like, it just felt clean. It was beautiful. I enjoyed it. This Modern Warfare 1 looks garbage in my opinion. I'm sorry for the word garbage, but that's how I see it. Other than that, the game looks good, right? But right now we're going to concentrate on the bad thing that I do not like. Like I said, it looks like a free-to-play HUD, right? Like, it does not look like a quality-made HUD. I do not know who is in charge of it, but they should redo it, in my opinion. The menu, colors, and all that stuff, it looks so dull. It looks like a free-to-play game as well. But that is the only negative I see in, like, so far. Besides that, everything looked good. The colors on the gameplay itself looked great. The gameplay itself looked great. I liked the way the weapons handled themselves, right? Like when you shot, the recoil with the kick pushed back and you could not see what you were shooting at. That's great. I liked it. It reminded me of a mixture of Call of Duty and Battlefield. If you have not played Battlefield and you're a Call of Duty fan, you are missing out. If you are a Battlefield fan and you've never played Call of Duty and you want to play this Call of Duty, I recommend that you do, because it does look interesting, although I have not played it yet. So take that with a grain of salt. Looked interesting, right? Looked good. Compared to BO4, when I first saw BO4, I did not like it at all. It looked garbage. It looked like a free-to-play game. Like, the gameplay, everything about it looked like a free-to-play game. I did not even want to play it, but I still gave it a fair chance, and I did not like it. With MW, it's different because although the HUD and the menu look kind of trash, the gameplay makes up for that. This mode itself looked quite interesting, something that I am interested in playing. It's kind of like a throwback to MW3's face-off mode, which was 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3. A lot of boosting going on that that playlist, but it was a good time, right? Like, I had fun with it. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of fun as well. It looks like it's geared towards competitive play, the way the maps are made, and I know this is just for Gunfight, right? Like, I know this is not like a regular multiplayer map. I know this is just for that mode specifically, but you know, for that mode specifically, it looks very centered towards competitive play. Like, you have to be very smart about what you do, right, and where you go, which is interesting. It'll be good, but I already know in public matches, the sweaties, I can already imagine. But the weapons, I don't know what's going on with the weapons, man. Like, some weapons have the actual names. For example, the M14, the M4A1, the FAMAS is not called FAMAS, or like the real name. I believe the real name is CQB something, but it doesn't have that name. It's called FR.514 or something along those lines. I don't understand why that is. The Desert Eagle, it's not called Desert Eagle. It's called .50, I guess the caliber .50 GS. I don't know why it's called GS. Like what is that? I don't know if like that's the official name, but I know it as Desert Eagle, and I believe almost everybody knows it as Desert Eagle. So I was expecting for it to be called Desert Eagle, not GS. Like I don't know what that means, right? Whether or not they will be able to use the official names, I don't know. Maybe for some, maybe not for all of them. I don't mind, to be honest, but it just looked weird the way that some were actually named the way they are named, and then some were not. Like, it's not a problem, it was just kind of weird. The attachments, I have a big problem with the attachments. There was this point in particular where the main weapon, or the only weapon they could use, was a pistol, and that pistol had a reflex sight, like a red dot sight. And whenever you spawn in the game, if you noticed, a list on the right spawns into about the weapon you are currently holding and all the attachments it has. Now at the very top, below the name of the weapon, it said Operator Reflex Attachment. I don't know what that means, but I hope it does not mean that only that particular operator can use the reflex sight, because that does not sound like something that I want to participate in, right? Like, I want to be able to use whatever attachments I want to use and not be forced to use an operator that I don't want to use, right? Like, if, for example, the operator looks stupid, I don't want to be able to use that particular operator just because of the attachment it has. You know what I mean? Like, I hope the attachments are not locked to operators. Other than that, the game looks solid. It looks like a day one purchase. Hopefully we get to see some more gameplay soon. I know August 1 was the date that they give for the multiplayer premiere, which I'm assuming is going to be a trailer announcing the beta date, but we don't know. So that's about it, man. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see y'all next time if you stick around. Looks pretty solid, not gonna lie.